Hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you. And wonderful to be speaking to you again for the show because I loved this first season. So I was very excited with that trailer for season two. And when I spoke to you and Gary earlier this year, you actually compared Lamb and River's dynamic to Morecambe and Wise. So I'm wondering whether you would say that's the same heading into season two, or whether you think things have maybe developed a little bit between them since then.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is a Morecambe and Wise element still that if Morecambe and Wise really truly despised one another or had no respect for one another, I don't know if they did. Maybe they did, but there is it's certainly starting to develop more into a sort of overbearing, horrible father, and a really sort of arrogant, sarcastic son. It's sort of developed. It's continued to develop like that, and I think the great thing is that it's not staying in the same place. It does keep sort of morphing into weirder and uglier, but strangely more sort of moving things. Um, and yeah, yeah. There's one scene in particular at the end of the first episode of this second season that I think really encapsulates what the two of them are to one another and how they operate. And I think that it does it so brilliantly. It was such a great idea. Yeah, but I won't give it away.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And of course, in the series, again, without giving too much away, we see River leave London behind for a while to head to the Cotswolds. So, what was it like putting a character like this in those surroundings that maybe people don't necessarily associate with a spy thriller like Slow Horses?
It was great. I mean, on a personal level, it was wonderful to spend time in the Cotswolds because it's always that's always nice to do. But for River, it was also it's not the obvious place to go, and River, does roll his eyes at that because it's not some far flung exotic island or something like that. It's the Cotswolds. Um, but strangely, because of how picturesque and sort of perfect the Cotswolds are, it's a really great place to take a spy thriller because it's sort of unnerving how perfect everything is. And so anything sort of slightly out of place sticks out a lot more than if it was on the streets of London. Um, so I think when you watch it, it does add to that sort of the paranoia, and it's very, very unsettling. So I think it was actually quite a great place to take a spy thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like, and we see very early on in the show, that River is still trying to make up for past mistakes, but almost being haunted by those. So, do you think he ever can get over what landed him in Slough House? Or is maybe having that chip on his shoulder, do you think, part of the fun of playing this character?
Oh yes, that's definitely the fun.
Hmm.
It's definitely the fun, and that he's not, he doesn't go to work and work in intelligence to save the world or anything like that. He's just trying to save himself and get back to a better job, essentially. Um, no, I think it's a wonderful thing that that's his motivation. So, I mean, I would want more chips on my shoulder, to be honest. It just makes it more fun.
For sure. Like many actors, I know comic book fans often fantasy cast you as various superheroes, whether it's Wolverine, The Flash, Green Arrow. I'm not sure how much of that you've seen, but is that genre one that interests you as an actor? Or do you prefer these grounded tales and a character like River Cartwright?
Um, I definitely prefer to watch stuff like Slow Horses. I'm not a massive watcher of those kind of things, but I know that doing it would be a hell of a lot of fun. But I don't really watch them as much as I probably should.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, we'll never know. But for now, season three, do you think could be on the horizon for Slow Horses? Do you hope for more River down the line?
Oh no, it is. We're shooting it now, season
Oh,
three.
wow.
Yeah, and
Ah,
number four
fantastic.
after New Year. So there's a hell of a lot more river to
Oh,
flow.
well, you've made my
Yeah.
day with that news. And Jack, wonderful to speak to you. And thank you so much for your time. Love what you did in this season and last season. So excited for the future.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Have a good one. Cheers.